Hey guys, Bill here, back with another one. Well, today we're gonna be messing with the Suzuki a little bit. The speedometer, or actually the speedometer is fine. The gauges, the tack. There's the little lights for the high beam and low, or the high beam and the neutral and turn signal indicators. Well, there's little filters on those lights, and they fell out, and so all you're seeing when you turn them on is just the light bulb in it. So I'm going to try and fix that today. So I'm going to have to take the gauges apart. Yeah. And try and glue those filters back in. I think one of them is actually broke, so I have to figure something out on that. But I have a solution. I do. So let me get you turned around and I'll show you what we're doing. All right, here's my gauges. Hopefully you can see it with the glare of the light. So right here, these three right here, that red one, I stuck it back in there, but it needs to be glued because it fell out too, and it's just sitting there. And I think there's a green one that goes in here, and an amber one in here. Well, that green one, I've already opened these up. That green one was all melted and busted, so I'm going to have to do something with that one. This one here is still good. Oh, there we go. So what I'm going to end up doing is taking these apart and fixing them. You know, and I was at a swap meet here a month or so ago, and I found some other gauges, some Suzuki gauges, these guys right here, and they're pretty much the same gauges. The problem is I think these are a different year, so therefore, even though they are the same, they're not right for this bike, because if I put like this one here, we got this one. See, they're just a little bit different. The numbers on the original gauges are actually kind of a green color also, and these are kind of a beige or white or something. And I was going to go ahead and, because these were really clean gauges, and I was going to go ahead and use them. Well, what happened was this one here, I had it sitting on the bench over here, and I bumped it, and I knocked it off on the floor. Well, it's not so clean anymore. So, there's that. So that just made me decide, well, I'll just take this one apart, use the parts to fix this one. And they're not, I don't think they're made to come apart, but you can get them apart. I was watching actually Dale Swigel or Swieger on YouTube, and he was taking some of these apart. You have to actually cut the flange on the back of them with a knife and open them up. So I'm going to do that, and I'll set you guys up here and you can watch me do that. Hopefully I don't cut my finger. All right, thanks. Like I said, I've had this one apart already. I didn't even tighten them down because I just didn't. So pretty much what you do is once you take the mounts out, you'll pull this ring off here, and there's a lip all the way around here that you have to cut with a knife. So what I did when I took it apart, but when I put it back, I wrapped it with black tape just to hold it, because I thought, well, originally I didn't want to mess with these gauges because they were really nice. but that's kind of changed now. So, and also another thing too, I was checking them, and you know, I got an old speedometer cable, and I stuck it in there, and as soon as you hit the drill, I don't know if you can see this or not, so it sticks, and it doesn't register, whereas this one here is a good one, and that one works like it's supposed to, so that's a plus. And this one here is probably just something simple on this one, but like I said, those are parts gauges now. So let's and I'll show you how to get into this one here. We'll go through that. If you look in here, you can see in here, you can see the filters in there. And they're just glued in, but you can't get in there to glue them. You kind of got to take it apart and take the needle off of it. And these are really nice needles. I might go ahead and use these needles in here. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, that just came apart because it just did, because I've already had it apart, like I said. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to pop that needle off. I'm going to have to figure out a way to pry. I think it just pries off. Then I can take these two little screws here and here and pop this off, and I can get in behind this to glue these because see it was just sitting there. So I think before I do that with this one, I want to take this one apart and get the needle off of that one and get that one opened up in case I do something stupid and break it. I'll know what not to do on this one, because I'm pretty good at doing something stupid. So let's get into this one here. All right, so all right, there's our little ring, and that's what I was talking about. There's this little lip right here. So what you want to do, take a knife, all right. So there we have that completely cut off. And this will just lift out, just like that. So now I need to get this needle off of here. Okay, so this is what I've done. Well, right or wrong, we'll find out. This is what I've done anyway. taking 2 screwdrivers. I wrap tape around them so there's no sharp edges. And I'm going to take these, put one under each side and kind of turn them like that. Popped it off. So that worked. All right. So we got some tiny little Phillips screws here. I don't know if my screwdrivers. Put that right there. There we go, 2 screws. And there we have it. These little dust boots here. Well, that one there just, well, we got that one out, that's good. Got the this little guy here. And we will pop these out, this one, there's the other one. This one here, oh, there we go. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'll set this aside for now. I don't know what I'll do with those, but we'll get this other one over here. And then we'll figure out what to use to glue those back in. Now this is the one that really matters, because this is the one I'm using. So let's cross our fingers and hope it pops off just as easily. There we go. No marks on it whatsoever. Good. All right, there's that. So we'll figure out how to glue these guys on. Let me see if I can find my screw. All right, guys. Well, I looked and looked. I couldn't find anything to glue that with, so I ended up going down to Napa and I bought the right stuff. This stuff is pretty good. I've used it before. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these little guys in here and just go around on the back side of them and let it set up. They'll be glued in and I won't have to worry about them. So I don't think they'll ever fall out. So let's do this. Man, this stuff has gotten expensive. It's $18 for that little guy right there. All right, I'm not gonna, let's just see here. So I think, let's see, the green one goes on this side. So I'm just gonna put that in there, just like that, and just go around it, and and it should be fine. So I've got a little, All right. Which side? We want to put it in this side right here. And we'll get something and wipe. We got a little spot on there. We'll wipe that off. There we go. Do that with the other two. I'll do this. I'll use this same stuff when I put that back together. Yeah, this stuff's all over the place. Try something different here on this one. Try putting it on this, on the there we go. So I'll go just put a little dab all around each one of these on the outside, and I'll let it set for 24 hours before I put it back together. Hey, there we go. We've got, it looks like crap, but you know, it'll stay. So we'll let that set for 24 hours and then we'll come back to it and then we'll put this back together. I'll lube up the speedometer or the tack and with some lightweight oil. That actually looks pretty good. That's pretty nice. Well, wait a minute, this is not. Okay, that's that one. This is this one, okay. This is the one we're using right here. Okay, like I said, we'll let that set 24 hours and we will be back. I will see you tomorrow. You guys take care. All right, here we are the next day. This here, that dried nice. That's nice, and those are in there. They're not going anywhere. So we just got to put it back together now. Just like that. There's a couple of little tiny spots like right here, but you'll never see them when they're on the bike. So, okay. Let's start putting this baby back together. needle. So I'm guessing we probably want to try to put it right on 0. And these here, let's see, which one's better? I think this one has the better lens. This one here has some really minor scratches in it. So I'm thinking we'll put that over there. And if you look at the housing, it's a little bit wider up here than it is down here. I'm guessing that's just to shade it from the sun. And that'll go to the top. And there's 2 notches in here in the back that so it'll go either direction. We want this in the we want this one in the, so the top of the gauge is going towards, let's see, there. So the top of the gauge is at the top of this. That has some, yeah, maybe I don't want that one. It's got some marks on it. Yeah, that looks like that's got paint on it. We'll use the other one. We'll use that one there. This is the original one to the bike anyway. There's a notch right there. So there's a notch right in this piece. And then actually we'll use this one. It's a little wider. It looks a little better. We'll use this guy right here. I guess I'm over here out of the camera, huh? Okay, there we go. That's that. Again, that's the top. There's a notch right here. It's going to go on that tab right there. Right there, just like that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this, my right stuff, I'm just going to put a bead all the way around it, and that'll seal it up. This ring here kind of goes a long ways in holding it on. I don't think that would hold it on. Yeah, this ring helps hold it on, so. Okay, so I'm going to just spread a little bead around here, and that should hold it. Because when I do that, I'm going to put this on it. That's going to push that glued or gasket maker down in here, and it's going to seal it. I'm just going to use this guy again. Just try and do an even. This is what I'm going to do anyway. Whether this is right, wrong, I don't know. This is the way I'm doing it. Somebody else out there does it a little different, then, I guess there's more than one way to, what's the saying, go more than one way to skin a cat, if you're into skinning cats. So that's not my thing, so. Well, this right stuff is some nasty stuff. It gets everywhere. But it's good. It's good stuff. All right, got my ring cleaned up. Looks good. So we need a washer on the bottom. Our ring goes right here. Okay, what I did, I went ahead, went around, and inside this ring, I just put a few good dabs of this, stuck it down on there, and that'll let, and I'm gonna let it set and dry, and that will actually glue the ring to the housing here, and it won't go anywhere. So I have to let that set up and dry. A few hours probably. They recommend 24 hours, I believe. But we'll see if I wait that long. Then I'll put this back on the bike and we will try it out.